J-Side on the decks! Leeds, Liverpool, Dublin to London! Dermo! Rolling the pub with the Spurs shirt tight, talking about trophies every Friday night. Silver hair shining underneath the light. Irish silver fox feeling dynamite. Guinness in hand, giving it the big un. Says this is our year. Every single season, dancing on tables, causing pure scenes. Believes Ant Ball runs the football machine. He's loud, he's proud, he's chatting all night. North London dreams underneath neon lights. From Dublin bars to White Hart Lane, Dermo brings the party again. Dermo the Tottenham fan, Irish silver fox, he's the king of the dance. Hands in the air when the bass line drops, singing, come on you Spurs! Non-stop, Dermo the Tottenham fan, moonwalking sideways with a pint in his hand. Silver fox swagger all over the floor, everybody screaming, one more. Silver fox in the rave tonight. Dermo got the place alight. Come on you Spurs tonight. Silver fox under the lights. Taxi ranks singing football chants loud. Got half a Yorkshire joining the crowd. Stacey laughing while the speakers explode. Dermo still dancing in the middle of the road. Talking football till 3:30. Says Tottenham's massive with supreme belief. Hair slicked back with the Irish charm. Old school raver with the silver arm calm. Left foot slide, right foot spin. Dermo starts dancing, everybody joins in. Purple lights flashing, baseline kicks. Silver fox moving with the Tottenham tricks. Dermo the Tottenham fan, Irish silver fox. Everybody clap your hands, jumping round the club with a smile so wide. North London spirit with the Yorkshire vibe. Dermo the Tottenham fan, still shouting Spurs with a drink in his hand. From the first chant to the morning light, the silver fox owns the night. Same seats! Same seats! Same mates! Every other week! Scarf up, heads high, hear the cockerel speak. White and blue, in my blood, in my name. Born and bred for the lane, for the lane. We are Tottenham, super Tottenham from the lane. Sing it louder, feel it running through
guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you are watching this podcast around the world, good evening, and welcome to THFC to Die, home Tottenham past, present, and exciting future under Roberto De Zerbi as we end our Australia and New Zealand tour with a sneeze and unbeaten. 3 wins out of 3, 2 wins for 90 minutes, 1 on the penalties. I'm going to talk a little bit about Chelsea. Firstly, I apologise for my Canberra mix-up this morning. A massive thank you to James, who came in at the really last minute to rescue the stream. Done a fantastic job doing the commentary as well. Yes, I finally got my OBS working. How? I do not know. I just pressed a load of buttons and suddenly it works. So that is the full extent of my technology. But yeah, we're talking about tonight a little bit about what De Zerbi had said in the press conference. We've got transfers in and out. So I will give you a little bit of breaking news, a little bit of sort of a teaser. Now, what can I say? We got news on Romero, where clubs he's looking to go. Also some incomings. Rashford is going to be mentioned, more about him later. Torres as well, and a defender from Barcelona. But which one? More on that later when we do the ingoings and the outgoings of Tottenham. But what did you think of Spurs today? A very, very good win against Chelsea. Absolutely. And I thought they played exceptional today, I have to say. And again, Archie Gray's captain. And I do you know what? As much as I'm a massive fan of Archie Gray, I know Jess over JSY has been bigging them up for a longer time than probably we Tottenham fans have, because she's seen him at Leeds and she knew what a player he would become. I thought he was exceptional today. I really did. Led by example, what a captain should do. I thought Richie did well. I thought the young kids when they come on did very well as well. But it was a win, and I think it was a statement win. And I tell you why it's a statement win. It was a statement win because it doesn't matter if you're playing Chelsea in pre-season or Chelsea in the season. You've got to beat Chelsea. We want to beat Chelsea. And we showed today that we're not going to be no pushovers. We're not going to be any pushovers. We're going to be a match for everyone. And I've said it today. I said it in another chat. We could win the league this year. It could be Tottenham's year. If not, we'd be way up there in the Champions League places, I'm telling you. I thought Kingsley was exceptional. That save he did to push it onto the bar, by the way, the crossbar, was absolutely exceptional. Now, the red card, I've seen them. I've seen them given. I've seen them not given. I did think the referee today was poor, by the way. I thought Chelsea got away with a hell of a lot. But it is what it is, isn't it? It's all about winning. And I think today's the start of pre-season. You can think of the first 3 games about minutes and legs, about getting used to getting back. They're only back about 3 weeks, by the way. So you can give them a bit of a break of probably flagging a little bit in the second half and gas going down, if you know, energy levels going down a bit. But anyone that's come on for De Zerbi has just, right, I'm going to go in there, lit the blue touch paper and done extremely well. I think it's been a very interesting tour. I think it's been a very good tour as well. We've learnt a lot. We learnt a lot that Solanke needs, Solanke needs to go. That we know he's useless. But no news about him moving in the transfer news tonight. There is news about Richarlison as well. Where he might be going. But today was good. Today's a good Spurs day. And we can come back now, get back from New Zealand, Australia, few days off, get back into training and start getting ready for Gaddafi next Saturday at 3 o'clock. And then we've got a full week's training ahead of the 2 games against Hoffenheim, both back-to-back, 24 hours. So I say 12 play one day or 13 or 14 play one day and then 13 and 14 play the next day. And then it's build up then to Brentford then. And then And also transfers as well. Do we get more in? I think next week's going to be a very interesting week in the Premier League, especially for Spurs. And I agree, Arsenal. He will become the first 100 million keeper. His redemption from Atletico Madrid to now has been remarkable. And to be fair, I got to hold my hands up because I can't remember if I did or not. And maybe you guys in the chat will let me know if I really thought he was done at Tottenham. Maybe I did, and maybe because I didn't. I don't like losing, right? I hate when Tottenham lose. I don't like losing. I hate when they lose. So we have to see, right? We have to see what happens. We'll just welcome a few people in, and then we will crack on with the show. Big up to Lucky Singh. He says, Enios Glazers out. Fan here. Good to see. Glad your fans are back in. Loose rage, breaking chairs. Good to see us doing that. Whatever that means, I have no idea. Our assistant 3 coaching made stands clear after a win. Everything needs to change at the club. Left back midfielder, important sort of. I would break chairs if Robinson or Hale Long. Ollie Watkins not signed. And we have a lot of work at our club, like words, 3rd round choking staff, whatever that means. The weirdest load of messages I have ever seen. But Lucky Singh, hello. Big up to Iceman, big up to Dermo over in the chat, big up to James. Hey Dermo, and Dr. Same. There was I think that is one's gonna go and get done. I need to re-listen to the message I got today. So what I'll do is if I re-listen to that, James, I'll put out a short tomorrow for you on SAR. So watch for that tomorrow, buddy. Good win today. Kingsley, absolutely outstanding. Tell Tonoli, Richie did fine. Well, they do. Yeah, they're done well. They do well. How the hell has Kingsley come back from the European game? Getting subbed off after 70 minutes. Shows what mentality he has, doesn't it? Shows he's got a strong mentality. Absolutely brilliant. Kingsley first one in opinion. Did I criticize him? Well, if I did, then I hold my hands up and say I was wrong. But look, if I did, I did. Big up to him, big up Niall. I hope you're doing well. Niall O'Connor, hope you're doing well. Look, if I did Iceman, then I'll hold my hands up and say, look, I was wrong. That's all I can do. Totally wrong. Got it wrong. Look, not everyone's perfect, but I'm big enough and ugly enough to admit when I'm wrong and take responsibility of that and, hold my hands up and say, look, got that totally wrong. And look, he's proven us all wrong, isn't it? He's proven us all wrong. Right, let's crack on with it. This was the first bit. Yeah, everyone does have an opinion, Iceman, but I was wrong on my opinion, I must admit. What did you make of the match? Strange to have a red card in a friendly. I won't go through all of it. It's basically, I think we played great first half. We played very well by the second half. I think the red card changed the game for us for sure, the fans and us and the Chelsea, because if you consider the condition of the pitch, very bad, and if you consider we are starting from 2 weeks, less than 3 weeks in the second half, you start to, the fatigue, which I was talking about earlier, playing attacking against players defending, the line of the ball was tough. So look, I didn't agree with it, to be fair. I think it was a fair tackle. I think the referee is a bit over Salas, you would say, or over trying to make a name for himself. But look, it is what it is. But look, I do agree with the point he does make. Look, it did change the game. And you're right, the players will get fatigued. And look, they're only back 3 weeks, so a lot to see. He was asked about Romero. It's been reported in South America that clubs have agreed to sell Christian. The club have agreed to sell Christian Romero to Inter. Have you been able to give any updates? No, I don't know. I texted QT this morning and yesterday, but to make plan when he has to come to London. But no, for the transfer market, and also it's not my job. You have to ask Johan Lang and Vinay. I know there are many solutions in the transfer market, but I don't follow the talks. I got an update on that, and he is leaving the football club. I'm telling you that now. Christian Romero will not be here at the start of the Premier League season. Archie Gray, he says, the question was asked, you made Archie captain in all the games. What is the reason behind that? Is that a message in any way, or is he a real contender? Roberto, because this way, Roberto said, because I am the coach, I decide no. Because I spoke with Ben Davies before to speak with Archie Gray, because the natural captain today has been Ben Davies. Anyway, I think it's been more important for Archie Gray than for Ben Davies, because it's like giving Archie something more as confidence. Last season, I said he's the future of the club, but also the present. He is important for us because he can cover 2 or 3 positions on the pitch. He doesn't love too much playing on the right back position, but I think to be a captain, you have to think first of all for the group and then the team for the club, then for yourself. It is something more to give him because he deserves to be important for the club. Even if he plays in a different position, even if he doesn't play in the first 11, but he is important, like Bergville, because Lucas had to have the same opinion on them. So what he's saying there, look, I love Archie Gray, I love Lucas Bergville, I want them to stay. They're the future of the football club, they're the future of the midfield. And I think it's great for him. I did a show, didn't I? The hate for Archie Gray must stop. And I think this sticks 2 fingers up to every Archie Gray hater within the fan base. Because it does. Because you cannot keep hating and belittling our young players. I mean, he did exceptional. And with these players, with these people that slag off Archie Gray, right, saying he needs to go, he needs to move out the football club, it's because of X, Y, and Z. Will they now come back and apologise, say, look, I was wrong? I did it earlier with Kingskin. I got an opinion wrong. My opinion was he was never going to come back from the Atletico Madrid. And he proved me wrong. He proved me wrong that he had the mettle, he had the balls, he had the attitude, he had the determination to prove everyone wrong. And Archie Gray's done that. Not last season, but the season before. When he first moved to the club, we played him in different positions. Didn't moan, didn't groan, got on with it. Stuck his head down and really determined, right, I've been given that position. I'm going to make the best I can of it. I'm going to prove that I'm the best right back at the club. I'm going to prove I'm the best without centre back. I'm going to prove I'm the best central midfielder. And I think when Roberto De Zerbi came in, he sees a future captain, and I do too. He's he's enthusiastic, he's got the talent, he's got the mentality, and he's got the confidence to go out and do that. And we as fans, we have to reward that. We have to reward that. And if any fan now, even now, thinks that he's still not good enough, then you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking absolute shite. And I'm putting it out there. Because if you look at other players, I mean, if you're rating Archie Gray better than, say, Solanke, then you're deluding yourself. Because Solanke is not half the player what Archie Gray is. And I stick by that. And I'll debate anyone on this. And I'll stand by what I say. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Of course they are. But you've got to be realistic with that opinion as well. You can't just say Archie Gray, for example, we've heard it. Do you know, in other chats, even in here, League One player or Championship player. You're having a giraffe. You're having a giraffe. You really are. Either you don't know football or you're just watching it with the rose-tinted glasses that you can't look at the bigger picture. And that is the thing. Archie Gray is the future of this football club. Lucas Bergville is the future of this football club. Look at the younger players. Jed Spence's as well. All these young players. We have a chance with Mikey Moore. You look at Hardy. You look at Carter Mann as well. You look at the other young players that are coming. Williams Barnett. They're the future of this football club. They all need to be kept around the first team, kept around so they get used to it and start introducing them minutes here, minutes there. Use them in early rounds of the League Cup. You know, don't make it all youth, but make experience with youngsters. Did what Fergie did with the class of 92. Bed them in slowly. Give them the confidence to can play in the Premier League. Start using Mikey Moore a lot more. Start using him as a first-team player, because Mikey Moore has the talent, he has the temperament, and he has the skill to go to the very top. Archie Gray, again, has the temperament, has the attitude, and has the skill to go to the very top. These players will play for Real Madrid one day. Bergville, Mikey Moore, Archie Gray will play for the top teams in Europe in the next 10, 15 years. They really will. And I'm standing, look, in the next 10 years, I can see Archie Gray playing for Real Madrid. I can also see him leading us to glory as well as captain. And you know what? Also in that, these young players, and I know I said it the other night on my show, but these young players have proven that they can ignore the hypocrites and the hypocrisy of all this shite that's talked about through social media, through Tottenham fan base WhatsApp groups, or being spoke about on Tottenham YouTube channels or wherever. They get on with the game. They get on with it, head down. I'm not going to listen to that noise. You know, you need versatile players at football clubs. You need players that can play here, there, and everywhere. You know, it is vital. And I'm just so right. I'm just so excited what Gray and Bergville are going to bring. I'll come back to this. I'm very conscious of people in the chat, so I will keep them involved. Everyone has an opinion, Dermo. Yeah, they do. Everyone does have an opinion. But sometimes that opinion can be wrong. And I think that it shows you bigger as a person if you admit you're wrong. And I admit my opinion was wrong on Kingsley. So I'm not big enough and ugly enough and old enough not to hold up my hands and say, look, I got it wrong. I didn't get it right over Kingsley. And I'm sure other people have done the same. It shows that you're big enough to, you know, look beyond your own argument, look beyond your own opinion, to look at the facts and look what's in front. Use your eyes and look at your eyes and say, do you know what? I was wrong. I think if you don't do that, and if you keep going on the same narrative, then it does come across that you're not using your eyes. You're using your eyes with your rose-tinted glasses on. You got to take them off. You got to smell the coffee. You got to look up, and you got to look at you got to weigh the pros and cons. And for me, I agree. First £100 million keeper. Totally agree with that, Iceman. Bergville had 100% pass accuracy. He had 2 good games. He rarely did listen. He rarely did. Great to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've enjoyed your summer. I think Bergville was exceptional today. And him and Archie Gray worked so well together. Look, they're not going to get into the team because of Fernandez and Tonoli. All right. We know that. And I think you'd be pretty off the mark if you think that they're going to start ahead of them. They're not. But if they get injured, they're very capable players of stepping in. And we do know that Archie Gray can play in multiple positions. So, look, I think also with Bergville, him wanting to move away, I think he's been so good. He's just let his football do the talking. He hasn't gone to the media. He hasn't gone through his agent like other players have done. He's just kept his head down and he's done it. So we'll wait and see what happens to them. Again, I have to listen back to a message that was sent to me earlier today. I haven't listened to it yet because I've been busy, but I will. I will look at it tomorrow and I will put out a short about it. Or tomorrow night in our transfer show, I will talk about it then. Big up to Iceman. I rear myself down so a red card was 100% friendly, not rules are rules. Yeah, I get you. Rules are rules, I get you. Gray is the most versatile player at the club. Yes, he is. Question, Dermo. Right now, where do we play Gray, Bergville, Moore in our starting lineup? Oh, that's going to be interesting. Look, let's start with Gray and Bergville, right? We know they're not going to get ahead of Fernandez and Tonali, right? End of. We know that's not going to happen. So we know they're good backups to have. They're good squad players to have at the moment. We can play Jet Spencer. We can play Archie Gray at right back. So if we need a right back there, we've got the cover there. With Mikey Moore, that's a bit more interesting because do you know what? I don't think Mikey Moore had a great tour, you know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe he's just now starting to get back into it. Look, we all know they're going to be backup players. Whoever we bring in, Iceman on the left or on the right, on the left, we know they're going to be backups. But I think they're competent backups. They're squad players that, you know, if you do like for like, they're not going to let you down. They're going to work hard and they're going to play well and play through whatever game plan De Zerbi has for them. I think that's the best answer I can give you, man. I think they're great backups to Fernandes, to Tonali. That's interesting. More over Kudos. That's not a bad shout. I didn't think of that. That is a good shout, Asman, actually. But I think with Bergville and Gray, I think, look, we know Fernandes and Tonali are going to start, so they will be backups to them. But we know, as I keep saying, that Gray can play left back, he can play right back, he can play centre back as well. So we've got a lot of cover for him. So he'd be able to start everywhere. Bergville, I think he's going to be a squad player. I think he will come on. They become on the substitutes as well, Iceman. You know that. If bring Fernandes off, if we've got a big cup game coming up, then do you rest Fernandes and put Archie Gray in? Of course you do, because it's like for like. I just like the dilemma. I just like this idea that suddenly we have a squad that there's 2 or 3 players for each position. And that excites me because the biggest thing for a manager, the biggest dilemma, and I've seen it over the years, you see it with Liverpool, you've seen it with Manchester United, where Klopp or Alex Ferguson or whoever has this dilemma. The best problem they have is picking at 11 on a Saturday when you got a squad of 25 or 26 capable players that can play in that position. Now, keeping everyone happy, that's going to be an issue. Of course it is. And we know Bergville wants to play first team football. But I think it's a good thing to have at the club. And we ain't finished yet. Of course, we're going to bring in Savinho. We've got this striker coming in, which I am going to talk about in a minute as well. And we've never had that problem at Tottenham. And it's nice to have that problem. We had it under Poch a little bit, didn't we? I can remember having it under Birkinshaw, under Terry Venables. Philip Brady remembers it having it under Bill Nick. And if you're building a championship winning side, which I think the team he's building can go on and win the league eventually, I think you've got to build a squad that's capable of having 2 or 3 players for each position. So you have your starter, you have your backup, and then you have a youth player backing that up. And I think we've done that. We've done that with the defence. We've done that with the midfield. We probably need to do one more keeper for the goalkeeper positions. Though Brandon Austin did play well when he was asked to, so is Kinski, so is Dubravik as well. So they've all done well. So maybe that's the 3 goalkeepers we're going to go with. We need striker. We need a left winger. Mikey Moore is part of that left side solution, but we do need another one as well. Transfers take time. Transfer takes time. I mean, big up to Jess. Hope you're doing well. I'll welcome her in. Big up the queen of the watch along, as I like to call her. Hope you're doing well, Jess. Like her beloved Leeds and Liverpool, like her beloved Leeds, it's taking time to get Trafford over the line. But again, transfers just take transfers. It's not playing like FC 26, where you go out and you pay your money and you get the player in straight away. Transfers take time. Sadly, it does. But please do go over to JSY Talks Football. I'm proud. Look, we're linking up with them this season with the podcast and other bits and pieces as well. I tell you one thing, I love the channel. I love the girls. Absolutely 100% top people. And also Josh and James, one of the best young, I think, knowledgeable football experts on YouTube, the young lads. And Jess and Stacey, they know their shit. They know their football. They really are so knowledgeable. She even teaches me stuff. She knows she does. Big up, Jess. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to joining you for the Leeds-Liverpool game tomorrow. I'll be a neutral, honestly. Nah, I think I support Leeds. I hope you're not chucking something at the telly at the moment. Finding something soft or something hard. Maybe a sweet's coming flying over my way. Big up, Jess. Hope you're doing well. We've got Iceman. It's a breath of fresh. It is a breath of fresh air. It really is. Big up to Nyla Connor. Big up, chat. Big up to you. How old's your dog, by the way? Lovely little puppy. Is that a puppy or full-size dog? Let's know. What's his or hers name? Like to know. But we do need striker. I am going to talk about that in a minute. Big up to Ollie Brick. Steve says, I'm bored with the Savino. Why they won't suck? Willie, won't he suck? Right, again, he's coming. He's coming. I don't know how long I can tell you. He's coming. He is. He's good. Look, transfers take time. Just because you don't hear nothing about it, everything is still bubbling along in the background. He is coming. He will be a Spurs player. Sorry, I'm back and Tell is that. No, I agree with you 100%. I think Tell's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you think you got Tell and Mikey Moore as backups to say Savino and Kudos, what backups? And what's it cost you? Mikey Moore's come through the academy, and Tell, what did he cost us? 25 million? Absolutely. And I will talk about the strikers. I have a funny feeling, just me spitballing here. Let me know in the chat if you agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. I think Richie will be here by the end of the window, but Solanke won't. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you had to keep one striker out of the two, Solanke or Richie, who do you keep? I'd be interested to see. Actually, I might do that as a poll. Right, let me put a poll in the chat. So let me start. Right, so who do you keep at Spurs? R-I-C-H-Y. Richie or Dom? Right, if you can, it is. So you need to put one in for Richie and two in for Dom. So one, if you press the number one, we register for Richie. Number two, we register with Dom. So that's the only way the poll will work. So put in one or two, and then it will register. Big up to and that one. Richie's better than Slanky. Doubt. Well, Thomas, put one in for Richie. She's Bonnie, 2-year-old handful. Oh, I bet she is. Oh, she looks so cute though. She really does. She looks cute. Cute little thing. The only winger I would take is Leon. That's gone very quiet, but I think he's going elsewhere, Iceman. But never say never. Again, just put it in the chat. Put the poll in one or two. So there you go. He is Solanke. I watched the first half and I said to James, has anyone seen Solanke? Didn't see him at all. Jess, thank you so much. You're so kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And please, Jess, please put your link in the channel as well, or somebody that knows Jess's link, put it in the channel so people that are not subscribed to her do get over to Jess's channel, because she, again, is my home from home. It's the best channel on YouTube, and it deserves more subs than she's got. She needs to be at 100k by the end of the season. Guaranteed. That lady works hard. They all work hard over there, but they do good stuff. So please do get over there and put your link in, Jess, please. Right. So at the moment we've got. All right. Okay. Can you put your things in again, because I forgot to start this poll? So can you put your ones or twos in again? I really would appreciate it. Sorry. Sorry, Eddie, you might have to put it in again. So 1, 2 again. Sorry. Sorry. Richie is miles better. Yeah, I agree. You need to put it again, Thomas. What amazes me are people agendas when they never give up no matter what. Many have decided to tell us crap no matter what. Do you know what? Listen, We have the same with Archie Gray. We have the same with Bergville. We have the same with Tell. We have the same with Kinski. It pisses me off. Pisses me off beyond belief, right? That we as a fan base can slag off our youngsters. But I guarantee you, listen, right? Guarantee you. And I said this the other night, and I stand by this. I stand by it. I stand over it. And I'll stand on the top of this mountain and I'll die on that hill, right? If all these players came through the academy, boo wouldn't be said to them. It's just snobbery. One word for it, snobbery. Big up to you as well. Yes, Glenn Hansard. Anyone doesn't know who he is. He was in the commitments. He passed away last week after a road traffic accident. De Zerbi does have the magic. Big up to you, Eamon. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Eamon Dunphy. What a man. What a man, Eamon Dunphy. My hero. Anyone doesn't know who Eamon Dunphy is, Jess, I will send you a video of Eamon Dunphy, right? Of his halftime talks, right? I will send you a clip, right? It will, if you think, it will blow your socks off. I wish I could show some of his stuff on here. I really do, because some of it it's just mind-bending. But yeah, very sad. And anyone knows the commitments, I would recommend anyone to see the commitments, the van and the snipper. But do look at the commitments, the best film ever. But Glenn Hansard, rest in peace, buddy. You will be missed. Jess has gone for one. But for that, my name's Eamon. The Dunphy Nick just came from. I know how you feel. I love the logo as well with the Irish fist. Big up to you, bud. Big up to you, and big up to Swaz Talk Spurs. Big up to you. Right, so let's have a look at the poll. Ooh, a few people here. Right, 75% say they would keep Richie. 25% said to keep Dom. That's interesting. That is so interesting. I tell what, take Burville. Okay, big up. Big up, Lucky Singh. At my club, decent. He ain't going. He's staying at Tottenham. Right, so I want to do a bit recap before I go into today's transfer news, right? So we do know that Vicario, 20 million, and we know there's a couple of Italian clubs after him. We know Romero as well. He is worth more than 40 million, as we know, but we know when I get into the main bit, there is multiple clubs around him. We know Sarr is on his way to Aston Villa. I think that deal will be done in the next week or so. We've got Richie, multiple clubs after Richie as well, but I'll tell you who their clubs are in a few minutes. So here are now the incomings to Tottenham. Now, the first one incoming is Osimhen from Galatasaray. He's a 27-year-old striker worth 75 million euro. Now, Tottenham are not the only team in for him. We know Chelsea are. We know Manchester United are also linked with him as well. We also know that PSG and Bayern Munich are after the Galatasaray striker. Now, for me, he's not coming to Tottenham. I doubt it very lightly if he will come to Spurs. Two reasons why I'm sort of not 100% on this transfer. One, I don't like his attitude. And I think that could be the problem coming in to a dressing room where there's a bit of harmony, there's a bit of togetherness, there's a little bit of brotherhood, and you have a player that comes in and disrupts that. That could throw the whole train off the tracks. I think my gut is telling me, and this is not nobody telling me, this is just my opinion. And please put your opinions on these as well. I think he's going to end up at Manchester United. There's just something telling me. Something's telling me that he could end up at United. I think, I tell you why. Because of Champions League football. He's not going to come, a player of Osimhen's sort of stature and Osimhen's sort of skill and the money he will want as well, as Eddie says, 400 grand a week. He's going to want Champions League football. We can't offer him that at the moment. Would he be prepared to come to Tottenham for a year to fight for that, to get to Europe? I don't think his ego would let him, to be fair. And I don't really want him, because of the things I said, because of his attitude. And I don't think he's worth the 75 million. I don't. You're taking a gamble again on a player coming into the Premier League, and hopefully for the money we're going to spend in him, hit the ground running. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see on this one. Right, the next one, guys, for you is Torres. Now, this one is interesting. I'll tell you why this is interesting, because later on we're going to see that Romero is out the club. He will be going. He will be leaving. That is more or less 100% done. But Torres is a link. Now, he has been linked to Spurs. He's been linked to PSG. He's also been linked to Real Madrid. Now, I cannot see that link to Real Madrid, right? I can't see happening, because I cannot see Barcelona selling to their arch rivals. I think that is a no-no. That won't happen. But I do think the PSG, would he go to France? There is the sort of story out there, isn't it? Or the thought out there that PSG are going to win everything. Who are you going to win the Champions League with? I think PSG are going to probably win it again next year. I do. I think they're on a roll, and I think you want to go there. You know you're going to guarantee to win the league in France. Only one team wins that. But if Barcelona want Romero, and we can say to them, right, okay, we'll give you Romero plus whatever, but we take Torres off our hands. I think that's a goer. I think this is a goer. I think this one's got legs. I think I was told tonight this one does have legs. So this has got legs. So look, every transfer has a percentage of failing. This one, I think this one's got higher percentage of going through than not going through, if you know what I'm getting at. I would love this one to come through, because I think he's a damn well good player. Let's see what people are saying. Everyone has an opinion. I play at high standard. I coach at high standard. Step 6 in football. Iceman, I'd love to get you on for a show before the season, bud. And you and James actually talk about De Zerbi tactics. If you can email me, if you can email me your number, we'll sort it out in the next week or so, because I'd love to get you on and maybe use you during the season, Iceman, for tactics with James, because me and James are starting a new show every game before we play a game. We're going to go through the tactics, who to watch out for, De Zerbi and the other managers. So, Iceman, if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome. Email me. The email is in the link below, and let us know. And then maybe you can join me and James doing them shows. It'll be an absolute pleasure, because you seem to have a high standard and played in the game. So big up to you as well. Dragson's manager called him a gladiator. I said to my son, more like a radiator. Yeah, totally agree, Thomas. Big up to Mary W. The Queen is in the house. Big up to you, Mary. Of course, keep Richie. Of course, Richie's her man. Sorry, my meme was, if Tottenham send him over, we need to go and get him. He's not going anywhere. He's staying at Tottenham. Is it? Yeah, he is on about 400 grand a week. Osman, we don't want them. Totally agree. Osman and United deserve each other. I think it's a bit hard in United, but I think one team deserves each other as him and PSG, which he ended up going to as well, by the way. It would take a season for him, just exactly. You need to buy Premier League standard striker. That's why I'm so behind the Ollie Watkins getting him in. I really do. He's better as Torres Spanish. Osman's a good player, but not a fair our club. Totally agree, Ollie. Totally agree. Torres, for me, isn't Torres going to PSG? Yes, there is a link. He could be going to PSG, but you never know. You never know. And that's the point I'm saying, Eddie. If Barcelona want Romero, and we say, okay, we'll give you Romero, but you give us Torres in return, we'll give you a few quid as well. I think that's a deal. A, to get a player off their hands, B, to get paid for it, and C, to get Romero. And I think Romero would suit Barcelona down to the ground. Really would. Torres, good for me. Big up Jared's 400 grand a week, not happening. Well, we'll wait and see, Gerard. Zerkski, good 3, make good runs. Today, not start gets PSG. 100% Domo. Ah, glad. Oh, yeah, bad thing. No problem. Email me. And then score a goal, make a better decisions for it. Yeah, Richie, everything. Big up, lucky thing. Right, next on the hit list, it is Marcus Rashford. Now, Marcus Rashford has been, I was told today, this evening, and if you don't believe me, I will put the link into the Football Takeover where Bobby over there gives me my information on a Friday or a Saturday. It's a great show. He does every Premier League club. So Jess, I will send you the link as well for the Leeds and Liverpool links as well. But Rashford has been offered to everyone in the Premier League. Arsenal were interested in him. Villa were interested because he did play for Villa, didn't he? Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are interested in him. And of course, Tottenham, he's worth around 40 million. He's a left winger. His current club is Manchester United, and he is a 28-year-old. Now, here's my thoughts on Rashford, right? And I have the thought about, and I've been thinking about this, right, when I was putting this together. If you get Rashford and you get the right Rashford and you get him in the right space and you get him in his attitude right, there is no better player to have on the left-hand side of your front three than Marcus Rashford. Now, does that mean, and he proved it at Barcelona, didn't he? And he proved it in the World Cup. Now, there is talk that he wants to stay at United. There's talk that Carrick wants him there. But why would Carrick want him there if United are saying to other clubs that you can have Rashford, you can have Rashford, you can have Rashford? I would love this deal to go through. I think 40 million is a good deal. The only problem is his demand for high wages. Now, he's going to have to come down on that. But there is a way around it. Give him a bigger signing on fee. So if you say, right, if you drop your wages, we give you the wages that you dropped, that you're asking for, and we'll put it in to your signing on fee. But as I said, Arsenal are after him, Real Madrid, Villa, Bayern Munich. I think PSG are another club as well, and Tottenham. So we're not the only club after him. And there's also a scenario where he would stay at Man United for the season, or stay there for the first 6 months anyway, and see where he goes when the January window comes up. But I think if we were to get him, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd be really pleased, because I think if you put Rashford, I said it before, you put Rashford in the right area, you give him the right surroundings, you make him feel loved, you make him feel that he's the best player on the pitch. I think you get a very good Marcus Rashford and a very good player as well. You don't become a good player and then suddenly become a bad player. I think the problem with him, he started believing his own hype. And whatever the problems he had at United under Amaran or whatever, I think he fell out of love of playing for Manchester United. I think now, since he went to Villa, you saw he did play well at Villa, by the way. Then he got his move to Barcelona. You saw how well he played there. And I think also he played well in the World Cup for England, by the way. I think he did play well. I like it. I've always wanted Rashford at Tottenham. Always. I've always had an inkling that I want this player at Spurs. And if we can make this happen, I'd be overjoyed. I'd be really pleased if we can make this happen. But we've got stiff competition. Does he go into an Arsenal 3? No. If Arsenal are going to get Vinny Jr., then I think Rashford is out of it. Villa, maybe. But can Villa afford him? Especially with their FFP and PSR. So you don't know. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, will they speak for themselves? But does he become a first-team player at Bayern Munich? I don't think so. And again, does he become a first-team player at Real Madrid under Mourinho? I don't think so. I think so. If you look at it, his options are maybe Villa, but Tottenham as well. But I think Tottenham's a better project than Aston Villa. I think Villa could be on the way down. And I think Tottenham could be on the way up. Tottenham will be on the way up. And I think we're going to cross them at some point next season. Because I think all this with Villa and winning the Europa League, it's okay winning a major European trophy. But it's what you do with that. It's how you deal with it, how how you move on from that and how you sort of prepare yourself for the next season, for the Super Cup, for the Champions League, for the extra games. Do you have a big enough squad? And Villa have been very quiet in the market. And they haven't really been spending a lot of money because they don't have a lot of money to spend because of their FFP and the PSR. Yes, they have brought their wage to ratio down to 70%. And yes, they have a 75% wage to ratio to spend, where Tottenham have 85% of any income Spurs, and that includes all the club's income to spend on transfers. Now, will that hit Tottenham next season? Yes, it will. When we qualify for Europe, yes, there's going to be a bit of problem there, but I think it's something that if you look about all the stuff we do within the stadium, and I think we're going to get out of that very easily, and I don't think it's anything to worry about. In fact, it's nothing to worry about because of the money we have coming in at the football club with the extra boxing, with the concerts and everything as well. I think we're going to be fine. So we have to do it. Rashford for me, 100%. I'd love to know what people think on the Rashford deal. I don't want Rashford. 1 to 2. Big up, Kate. Hope you're doing well. We're happy to keep him. He wants to leave 38 million. Do you think it's worth the risk on Rashford? And we would get. I think if Rashford signs with us, we get the Rashford, a very good Rashford, because I think De Zerbi will bring the good out of him. And with De Zerbi being a bit of disciplinarian as well, he will make sure he gets the best out of them. And also, once he talks to Rashford, he's going to get a very quick sense of if he's going to be proud to wear the Spurs shirt or he's just coming. He won't bring any other player unless they want to come to Tottenham. So for me, I think it's worth the risk. Eddie, I really do. I don't know if a lot of people agree or disagree with me, but I think it's worth the risk. I really do. Really, really do. It'll be interesting to see what other people think. So, guys, do put your comments in. Rashford, yes or no? Is he worth the risk? Isn't he worth the risk? I think he is. But let's see what you guys think. Right, next on the incoming list, it is this young fella. It is Kududi, the right back from Barcelona, 27-year-old, 60 million. Now, other clubs interested in because it's only Bayern Munich and us. Now, this links into Jed Spence, which I'm going to get onto in a minute, and it all makes sense. I think this is worth, yes, this is the one that I want done. Now, if Jed Spence is on his way out, which it could be, then we're going to need a proper backup. Now, he's 27. Is a £60 million player going to want to come and be a backup to Porro? That is the question. And the answer to that is me, no. I wouldn't. But it depends what De Zerbi sells them. Now, with 1 game a week plus cup games, if Jed Spence goes, then yes, go and get this player because he's a very good right back. I would have him at the club in a heartbeat. And again, it brings you that extra steel. It brings you that extra sort of sturdiness to your back 4, back 3 or whatever. For me, again, let me know, guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you bring him in? Yes or no? So let me know in the chat. Get involved. For me, yes, I do there. Right, so that's your 5 incoming. This is your 5 outgoing. And we are starting with the player of the transfer window at the moment. Let's see what Listen has to say. Danso did the infamous Dragson spin today, getting beat by a perfectly good pass from the teammate and getting a red card in full panic. Pure comedy, actually. Yeah, I know. It is. We'll see where we're going. Right, Christian Romero. The Argentinian bulldog, as I call him. Centre-back, 28 years old. He is worth around 50 million. Now, we do know in Milan, apparently, have offered them 40 million. Now, for what I know, there was other clubs in for him. As I said, Manchester United are in for him. Chelsea are looking at him. Atletico Madrid are looking at him. Inter Milan and Barcelona. Now, as I said earlier, with the Barcelona links, do you use him to bring Torres to the football club? That is one option. if my gut's telling me everything that my gut's telling me, he goes to Atletico Madrid. I think that's the only team he would really want to go to, apart from Barcelona. Inter Milan have already got John Stones, haven't they? So are they going to spend more money on another central defender? And does that guarantee? And I think, if I'm right, for what I read, Inter Milan are sort of 500 grand away from a wage packet that would satisfy Romero. I think that's opened the doors for other clubs, and that shows Inter Milan doesn't have the money. Italian clubs are skint. Italian clubs are skint at the moment. They don't have big riches. So if my gut's telling me anything, and normally my gut is right, and the information I'm getting is normally right, I think you're looking at the two Spanish clubs. Maybe Man United as an outside. Chelsea, can't see it happening. I think that's just... And also another thing as well, guys, just to put this into the melting pot, right? Just to put this into the melting pot. Oh, what was it now? It was in the tip of my tongue. Oh, yeah. Agents will put news out there, like the Neto to Romero player swatch and all this, just to drum up more, make the clubs that are after the player more quicker on the door, so them agents get more money. So I wouldn't believe the United links. I wouldn't believe the Chelsea links. I think they're pie in the skies. I can't see him doing that. I think Romero either goes to Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. If he does go to Inter Milan, I'd be shocked, but it'd be for 30 or 40 million. That might be a loan with an obligation to buy, or a loan with we are going to buy him next summer. But my gut's telling me it's going to be a Spanish club, either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. My preference would be Barcelona because we get Torres in exchange. My gut, I think he ends up at Atletico Madrid. I really do. But Romero will be gone. He won't be here to start the season. By the end of this transfer window and the start of the season and the end of the transfer window, he's gone. He's gone. Any news from your source, Derm? Any chance of Morgan Gibbs-White? I think that ship sailed, for what I've been told, Kate. Now, it's not in the realms of possibility that we could go in to get him. I think it could be a probably transfer deadline day signing or something near the end of the window. Very funny, Mary. Very funny. I have my sources. You know I do. And you know I've never... Yeah, very funny. It's not Lean and Perez. It's HP. So that's what it is. HP, Mr. HP. For what I've told, I think this may be or maybe not. I can see it happening later in the window, Kate, but not right now. I think Tottenham have bigger fishes to fry. I think Tottenham have bigger positions to fill. So I don't think a number 10 is vital. But if Maddison continues to be injured, do we accept a bid for Maddison? Then you may see us go for Morgan Gibbs-White. His agents is the ones that I think some of the Tottenham players use. I think this one's going to run and run. Right. I've been told that. My gut, if you want to follow my gut, Kate, what I'm going to say, deadline day. I think if this is going to happen, deadline day. That's what I'm saying. So you may get your wish. You may get your wish. Big up to Lucky Singh. Us like decided Zerki want Tosha. I want Ali Watkins. Kate, only source Dermot is it's HP, Mary. It's HP. Another great sources. Other great sources are available as well, by the way. Treatment room fully already. It's a joke, to be honest. Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's pre-season. I think it tends quite high. Scanner isn't convincing. 10 Manders and Xavi are both struggling with fitness. Thanks. I get it. Look, I do get what you're saying. I just think we need a striker. I think that's high on the list. We need a left winger. That's high on the list. I think the number 10 role, I think can be, we know Bergville's played there, so we know Bergville can play in the 10. I think Gallagher played well today, actually, in that role. We know Xavi won't be back to the end of the year. Maddison, look, I think you'll see him for the Hoffenheim, Gaddafi and Hoffenheim games. I really do. And I think after coming back with a long-term injury, I think there's always a chance to have a few niggles. And that is why I'm glad they didn't use him in New Zealand and Australia, because that would have prolonged the problem. I just think you wait and see. I'm still going with deadline day, Kate. That is my gut. That is what I'm hearing as well. It's something that we will come back to later in the window. But I think the priority now is a striker and a left winger and getting them positions filled. Then we fall back onto the 10 row because we do have cover for that. We do have players that can fit into there for the time being. Is it a permanent solution? No. Does Gibb White come? I think he does, but I think also we missed the chance last summer where that was a priority. And I think if we had the people doing the transfer window this summer, last summer, I think we would have got him. I really do. I think that he would be in the Tottenham shirt now. So, it's not a no, but we're going to have to wait and see. Deadline day. Mark me on that, deadline day. You can click me that as well, by the way. Deadline day. Talks have started clubs. There's a good chance this. Big Ivan is flying in soon. 4-year deal. Is he? Oh, Ivan Perisic. What was that you're on about? Players, a lot of clubs bench have been sold. Maddison, Shafi, too lightweight. Need a bulky striker. About Mr. Bobby's son. Do you know, it's not a bad shout, actually. Bobby from Sunderland, to be fair, Kate. But Mary. Right, let's go on. Who's next? The next one is Mr. Jeds Beans. Yes, left, right back, versatile, full back, 25 years old, worth 40 million on the transfer market. 3 clubs are interested in him: Inter Milan, Everton, and Arsenal. Look, if I see him going anywhere, I think it'd be Inter Milan, Everton. But the Arsenal links, Arteta likes his versatile players. He really does. But I can't see Jed Spence doing that to us. I can't see him crossing the divide. He did play well in Italy, didn't he, for Udinese? Was it Udinese he was with? I think it was. So he's used to Serie A. Look, it's up to what people think. Look, for what I'm told, these are 3 clubs. I think he'll end up at Inter Milan if he does leave. I can't see him going to Arsenal. I can't see him going to Everton. I think the Inter Milan pool, again, that won't be like 40 million up front. It will be a loan with a buy. But you can't rule out Arsenal, can you? Arteta does like his versatile players. So we have to wait and see. That one's going to run as well. I see that one being done by deadline day as well. That could be a deadline day signing. We've got Mr. Vicario, who's been told this one is going to be done. He's leaving the football club. So I think Vicario's, he's been told he can go. 2 clubs. I know you can't see it, and I do apologise. I wish Juventus would make their J white instead of black. But there you go. Juventus and Napoli are after Vicario. 80 million. I can see a loan with an option to buy for Vicario. He's another one that will go. The 3 players that will go is Romero. I did write this down. So this is, where is it now? Oh, here we go. Romero out. Jed Spence will be out as well. He will be on the move. And the last one, Papa Sarr's out as well. He will be on the move. Last one, of course, last but not least, of course, is Richie. Now, Richie's an interesting one because he's been linked with Juventus and Fenerbahce. Look, he's 29. He's come to the last year of his contract. What do Tottenham do? And I think his time's coming to the end in the Premier League, if I'm being honest. I think he is coming to the end of his Premier League time. As I said before, I'd rather keep him at the club than Solanke. And I know we're going to check the poll. I am actually going to check the poll in a minute, see what people are putting there. Still, Richie's win at 75%. If you haven't, press 1 for Richie, 2 for Dom. That registers your vote on the in the poll. We got leave Richie alone, only one that hits the net. Yeah, no, I want him to stay out. Look, if you're putting Slanky and Richie together, right, pros and cons. Pros, Richie loves the club, bleeds for the shirt, gives everything when he gets on the pitch, and rarely cares about the club, rarely cares about Tottenham. Solanke, not too many pros, loads of cons. I think the cons for Richie, for me, is he does fall over too itchy. He does fall over too easy, and he's injury prone. That is the biggest problem I have with both of them. They're both injury prone. But when a player says to a manager, sorry, I can't play, boss, because I've got a sore throat, and Richie's there saying, my left leg's hanging off, boss, but I'm willing to pay, that tells me all I need to know. And of course with De Zerbi as well, saying in the press conference today as well, I don't know, because I like Rich Anderson as a player, as a guy, is an unbelievable, the attitude, the behaviours, but at the end we have to respect what he wants to do. De Zerbi said, we know, every one of us knows what he wants to do, but for me he's still an important player, because it's not so easy to find another striker like Rich Anderson. Totally agree. Because Rich Anderson goes, he knows the way. The new striker we don't know, the other striker we don't know. I think he's more talking about Solanke in that last bit of the paragraph, by the way. But that's what De Zerbi thinks about. He really does. And that is, that tells me everything I need to know about De Zerbi and what he thinks of Richie. I agree with you as well, Mary. He is more mobile than Solanke. And he scored a very good goal today, by the way. Very, very good goal. Was there to bang it in there. And maybe this pre-season doing his confidence a load of good as well. He did get left out of the Brazilian squad. Maybe he's got that fire in his belly. Maybe he's got the eye of the tiger. Maybe he's thinking, do you know what? I want to be in the next World Cup if I'm going to be around. I want to be in the next Copa America Brazilian squad. And maybe that's giving him the eye of the tiger. One says Mary to stay. So look, let's end that poll there. And the poll is now closed. And it is Richie by 75% to Dom 25%, 3 votes to 1. Richie wins. So people in the chat want to keep Richie over Dom. Absolutely spot on with that. Well, guys, that is it. That's the end of the Spurs recap show. We're back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with me and Steve's podcast, Football, Not Soccer, Not Football, where we're talking everything about FIFA, UEFA, the spill out of all of that. So we're going to have to talk about that. Me and Billy are back on at 6 o'clock with the transfer show. We're going to go over some of these news with Billy and any news I get tomorrow as well. And then join me tomorrow night. I don't know. Is Jess on? Is Jess on? Let's see who's on so I can do a redirect. Yeah, if you can, guys, do go over to Jess. She is to Stacey and Russell. They're doing a doing the WWE SummerSlam watch along night one live reaction. Do get over there, guys, if you can. So do THFC raid and go over there and give the guys a lot of love. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. But guys, I'm bouncing out of here. See you tomorrow at 3. Join me and Steve for some Irish US talk, and then at 6 with me and Billy, and then join me over in JSY at 8:45 for the Liverpool Leeds watch along, where, do you know what, I might give Leeds a bit of a shout. Come on, you Spurs. In De Zerbi we trust.